Hey guys, I share Racial Legends. Welcome to the video. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need them out there today. Happy Monday, Tuesday, whenever you're watching this video. We're going to do this now. We're going to do this. The news videos, people are actually watching them here on this second channel, so we're going to continue with it today, notifying you of the upcoming Shard event that kicks off after the boosted Primal Summons that's going on right now. Now, this Tuesday, June 3rd, we're planning on launching a progressive chance event, giving you a 15 chance to summon the champions from your choice of the Ancient, the Shards, Primal, blah, 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 blah. So, as I'll say every single time I record a video like this now, I hate the 15 X's. I think that unless you're desperately want a champion or you're just a whale or whatever, I don't think they represent a good time to pull shards, with maybe a few exceptions, like a really, really special champion, if you know you're close to Mercy, something like that, right? But even the odds are if you get a legendary, which are no boosted, chances, if you get a legendary, it's still very, very minuscule that you actually get the legendary that's on the progressive boost. So just know that ahead of time. All right, so for one slot legendary champion, this is the Tuesday event, and then Wednesday we'll have another rotation. So let's take a look at what we think the rotation, or which rotation, is better. We have Freya, Kaja, and Knave of Hearts, and Strategos, Insulin, Man, maybe my insulin's low here. I can't speak today. Out of these, just in a vacuum, it depends on what you need, but my favorite is Freya by quite a margin. I think that Freya is definitely the champion that I would go for, again, provided I didn't have an acute need for one of the other ones for whatever reason. I think that she's really freaking good. 110 base speed. She's got the defense in all battles on the aura. She's got a very, very unique and powerful passive. Increases champion's defense by 5% each time an ally inflicts a critical hit. Up to 50%. That's really strong from a defense-based champion who has a shield based on her defense. And then prevents the death of an ally with the highest crit damage except this champion. Keeps them alive with 1 HP when they're hit by a fatal hit. If there are multiple champions, blah, 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 then instantly heals that ally by 20% and gives them an instant turn. That's a very nasty passive right there. Then she has a full cleanse, a block debuffs, and a turn meter fill all on a 3-turn cooldown. She's got an increased defense and a shield, a big shield on her A2, and then an AoE provoke that actually has some damage on her A1 ability. Activates this skill when a shield buff placed by this champion is removed by damage, occurs once per turn. Yeah, and a provoke there too, right? As if that all wasn't enough. I think, again, by far and away, I think she's the best. I actually like Knave of Hearts. I like Kaja as well. I'm not going to go over, oh, we have Wixwell. I'm sorry, I didn't even see you there, Wixwell. If you don't have Wixwell, maybe he's the dude to go for, right? If you weren't playing, Wixwell was a community-based champion. He's niche, but he kind of defines, in a lot of ways, certainly the old-school Demon Lord meta, but also, Hydra, some of the best Hydra teams using him as well because of his amazing shield synergy, right? So you can just put an old school shield set on a champion on the team, you get him on the team, and the rest is magic. You don't even need speed tuning. This guy single-handedly changed the meta of Demon Lord Clan Boss. He's also a great provoker, 100% provoke for the Head of Decay on his A1 ability. So he brings a lot to the table as well. Kaja is a great ally protector. Really one of the best ally protectors in the game because she has ally protection, block damage for 2 turns with an extra turn, AoE decrease attack as well. Who else was there here? Knave of Hearts. Knave, I definitely wouldn't summon just for the Knave of Hearts, but I like Knave of Hearts. She's a cool champion. She's got an AoE buff steal, which is really nice on a 3-turn cooldown with Unkillable and Taunt. She heals. She swaps HP. She brings increased defense, albeit on a 4-turn cooldown. So, again, I think that Freya and maybe Wixwell, Insulin I actually pulled him kind of recently on my account. I like this champion. He's actually on a few big teams or really good meta teams as well himself. 15-20 base defense, really high number there. Ally protection, increased defense on a 4-turn cooldown. Counterattack, which leads to more provokes on his A1. That's a 50, make it a 65% chance provoke when he's counterattacking. And then he has an AoE, decreased duration of enemy buffs, and a decreased speed. again on a 3-turn cooldown whenever this champion is attacked. Heals him by 1% for each 500 defense he has, and heals all other ally protection buffs or allies under ally protection buffs placed by this champion by 30% of this skill's initial heal, which is nice passive healing that you get out of him as well. Okay, TLDR, a lot of champions, but, you know, these progressive chances, right? And we know there's going to be so much coming, a fusion and all kinds of different events coming up. So you just got to be very careful. We have Tuana Rock, Grazer, and Khan. I'm not going to be as long with the rest of these champions. Let me know if you think it's helpful for me to go in depth on these champions, kind of how I am, or you just want to stay to the news and that's it. Tuana Rock, she's actually a free champion with Desert Queen, second account, whatever. Take advantage. Maybe make an account and just use, like, I have a download link in the description below. That's Eleanoril and Ugo and Tagore. And then you can get Tuana Rock with promo code Desert Queen. And you can just have an account that's stacked out the gate, right? So that promo code is probably going to be good for new accounts for another, like, usually about a month. The Supreme Galek was about a month. I think they're going to do this and just rotate the legendary champions, void legendaries at that. So who knows who we'll get next. She has a cleanse on the passive, the increased defense, and the increased speed on 3-turn cooldown with the block buffs on a debuff spread and a decreased speed on her A1 with continuous heals. She's a really elite cleanser and support champion out there. Grazer Iron Gut, another very, very good champion. He's very similar to maybe a Krisk, right, in his kit, but also unique in some ways. He's got heals on his enemy max HP AoE attack. He's got also heals on his wall don't fall with an unkillable, similar to like a Skull Crown. On his passive, he has an AoE provoke, increased resistance, increased defense, all on a 3-turn cooldown. Very nice combo there, as well as a shield on his AoE on his A1. I love that he's a provoker, kind of like a Krisk, with the enemy max HP ability as well. And then Khan, the Wrath of Khan. I actually really like Khan, but I certainly would not pull my voids for Khan, personally. Very cool champion, though. He can deal a ton of damage. He has a block revive on his A1 ability, and then his damage is based on shield, the differential of shield and HP, which is very unique, but he can smack. He can smack. He has a counterattack, a shield, as well as a strengthen on his A3 ability. All right, let's see what we think of, okay, so we got Freya, Wixwell, Tuana Rock, and Grazer, the best, in my opinion, of the first batch. Now we'll go to the second batch. This is Wednesday's event. So if we had to choose between Tuesday or Wednesday, which would we choose? That's going to be the question in today's video. All right, we have Elva, Duchess, Glaciad, and Kaja, and Pythion. So it's all revivers all the time. Oof. How would you tier list these revivers, man? These are some of the best revivers in the game, and then we're going to be adding Sulfarion, Lady Noel, and Rocka. So it's all revivers, and they're all pretty elite in all different ways. If I had to choose between any of these, by the way, I would pick Sulfarion. If I had to choose a non-void, I would pick... I think I would pick Elva, even though Glaciad is very good. I mean, they're all very good. But I think I would go with Elva if you don't have her. She was the first Sylvan Watcher to be added to the game. She's great. Why is Elva so great? Because she has one of the best abilities out of all these champions with the cleanse, the block debuffs, and the increased speed all on a 3-turn cooldown. By the way, Lady Noel would be a very close second to Sulfarion for me. Overall, probably the second best next to Sulfarion, in my opinion, but it all depends, right? They're all good. Okay, where's my game? Where's my game? She has the revive. It's single target, but it's a 3-turn cooldown. And then she has that great heal and a perfect veil on her passive, right? You add a continuous heal on the A1 and a speed in all battles with a 110 base speed. She's a fantastic champion. Duchess. She may be old school, but she's still freaking good. Duchess is still a very, very good champion. You heard it here first, right? That AoE, block debuffs, the increased attack, and the perfect veil is great for protection and support. The great revive on a 4-turn cooldown, a powerful HP with the veil and the continuous heals. And then the ethereal ways really mitigates so much damage. To get a 25% AoE damage mitigation, that's really strong. It's a built-in, obviously, big version of strengthen that still stacks with strengthen in her kit. Still very good. Still very good. Glaciad. Glaciad is also an exceptional champion. It's weird. I think that Glaciad, maybe in a vacuum, maybe brings a little bit more than a Duchess to the table. He's a lot faster, I think 10 more base speed. He has the same aura as her. He has an increased accuracy, increased defense on his revive, but you can use it without the revive, and you can also take an extra turn if he revives. He has a perfect veil and an increased attack and a turn meter fill, but what makes him a little bit better, in my opinion, for PvE content is that allies under perfect veil placed by this champion deal an additional 10% damage to enemies while they're under that veil or perfect veil, which again he brings. Very, very, very strong. Allies under perfect veil placed by this champion deal 10% more damage. That damage escalation is where this game is heading in every facet, right? So super strong, but I do still prefer Duchess in the arena, probably by a significant margin because of that Ethereal Ways passive. So I think it's predicated on what you need, and the affinities are also a factor there, force and spirit. Who else do we have here? We have Kaja, Pythion. Kaja and Pythion I put maybe one notch down from these other champions that we've spoken about, but that's not to say that they're both not very, very good. Kaja specifically is very fast, 112 base speed. She has her revive on her A2. It's a 4-turn AoE revive, 50-50 HP and turn meter, not bad. She's very good when Timid the Fool is on the same team. She has a nice turn meter boost. Not as good as like an Arbiter at 30%, but 20% is not bad at all. She also brings a block debuffs on all allies for 1 turn on that A3 ability. And then she has all turn meter reduction effects from enemies are decreased by 50% when used against this champion, which is nice to have as well. She's good for a nice speed reviver option. Now that Biohack uses her every single time in live arena because I play against him a lot. All right, we have Pythion. I like Pythion a lot. He's like one of the tankier revivers out there in the game. Really good, robust base stats. He has a very, very good ability. It's similar to Elva's. He brings a block debuffs and a cleanse. So different, buff profile a bit here, but a 3-turn cooldown with the heal too. It's a strong ability. A good revive with a strengthen. And then the overlay. It's kind of a mini or a different, a version of the Ethereal Ways passive on Duchess, right? Allies receive 5% less damage for each skill, for each buff on them, up to 25%. We're in a buff-heavy meta. It's always been that way pretty much, but it just keeps getting heavier and heavier. So it's not that hard to get the full 25% damage mitigation Pythion provides on his passive. Now the Voids. Sulfarion is just one of the better champions out there in the game. So good. First of all, he's one of the best Stone Skin killers in the game, placing the burn on Stone Skin and then activating, right? So he can just delete Stone Skin easily as a go first champion. He's one of the best turn meter boosters in the game as well, and he's a 109 base speed. Fills a turn meter of all allies by 5% for each HP burn debuff that is placed. Okay, so you can get a 20% turn meter fill right off of his passive. Whenever an ally is killed by an enemy under a burn, fills this champion's turn meter by 20%, getting him back to revives. He has increased this champion's speed by 7 for each active HP burn debuff as well. Very strong, very strong. He has an AoE revive with an extra turn. Just really good kit for PvE and for PvP, right? And then Lady Noel. Lady Noel is just one of the best fusions of last year in the whole game. If you didn't fuse her, now might be your chance. But you're probably not going to get her. She has an AoE, one of the best revives in the game. Arguably the best revive in all of Raid Shadow Legends right here. A revive all allies, including every mythical in the game too. Revive all allies on a 3-turn cooldown. That's insane in its own right. But then she adds 50% turn meter, 50% HP, and 100% freeze on all enemies. What? That's insane. She's got a great remove sheep ability, increase speed, 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown as well. She's got some block buffs and a no freeze. On her A1, she has really good Sir Nick synergy as well. And then decrease the speed of enemies under freeze by 10%, which is really nice, sneaky on the Cryomatic Queen passive. When a shield expires on an ally, fills their turn meter by, when a sheep shield, that'd be pretty crazy. When a sheep expires on an ally, they get a 50% turn meter fill. That's really nice as well. So she cures sheep, and she also boosts and mitigates the sheep, turn meter deficit when you get unsheeped, unpolymorphed. Very good champion. Also has speed in arena battles by 30%. Rocka. I'm sorry, Rocka. I totally snubbed you. Rocka's not bad at all. She's the fastest orc in the game at 109 base speed, actually next to Ashnar. Second fastest orc. What is Ashnar's? Ashnar is at 115. Okay, so the second fastest orc, Rocka Viletide, and she also has turn meter boost on her creep passive. At the start of each turn, fills the turn meter of all allies by 10%. And then at the start of each turn, has a continuous heal on the ally with the lowest HP. Solid passive, solid passive. She has a good revive. You can use it for the buffs, even if you're not reviving anybody. She has also a cleanse with an increased attack with a shield on her A2. Really nice move, right? And a heal on the A1. Yeah, you could do a lot worse than Rocka, excuse me. So there it is, guys. 2 progressive events. All that being said, I'm not pulling for anything. What about you guys? Let me know in the notes, in the show notes below. Unless one of these is attached to the fusion, I'm not going to be pulling. I did look at the fusion calendar, but either way, that's going to do it for the video, guys. Let me know if you plan to pull for any of these champions. I think the second batch is better than the first batch, and I think that I told you my favorite. Sulfarion overall, Elva, maybe I'd go Grazer, and I would go Freya. There we go. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and as always, take care, guys.